Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We Are All Psychic. Misty's not here, but we're in space, and I am with Nichell again. Nichell, would you like to say hello?
Hello, how is everyone out in the cosmos?
I think they're having a rough time. Yeah, the galaxies. I know I'm having a rough time, and it's raining in Alabama. It's been raining for
you're in Alabama.
Yes, okay. rain all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tornado weather.
What's the temperature there?
Well, it was 95 when it started raining.
Really? So it's hot. Wow.
It's very hot. Yes.
So it's like hot, humid type of weather.
Yes, it's miserable. It's miserable. But we're missing something very important. Nisha, I must ask you, do you think we're all psychic? You did answer this already, but I have to ask you.
From my perspective and my learnings and knowledge, I believe we are all psychic. Those that are was created by the divine, because now the Earth is now has things from other galaxies, or at least where it's been admitted that they're here. Anyways, yes, I do believe that those that were created by the divine, absolutely. It's just a matter of exercising that muscle. The more you exercise your intuition, the greater the connection's going to be.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And listeners and watchers, this is a video podcast on Spotify. And if you remember, Nichell was here for a podcast. I think it was the astrology. You did a big astrology one when when Pisces went into Aquarius.
Okay.
So now, listeners, I think we had discussed about a month ago, maybe about talking about the switching places, but we're just going to let you go. I guess I always say we, like Misty's here. She still is in spirit. She's sick today, listeners. I'm sorry. But Nichell, tell us what's going on. Tell us about the astrology.
Okay. So currently, on this beautiful day, which is August 13th, Sunday, August 13th, there is the conjunction between the sun and Venus at 20 degrees of Leo.
Kazimi, am I saying that?
Yes. Okay. Venus Cassimi. And this is like, it activates a certain vibration. Like it's almost like putting two spark plugs together. And it's like when these two sparks come together, it sends off like a tone, a rhythm, a sound, a vibration that can really heighten a person's energy if they're open to that. Okay. If people are vibrating, it's all going to depend on the level of your own vibration and what it is that you're open to. But if you're a person that really wants to improve themselves or tune in or activate their psychic awareness, their intuition, focus on bringing something in, focus on bringing in a breakthrough. This is also energy where it's like you can really manifest out of thin air if you really align your energy. Now, don't forget, we're in a world of duality. So and this is the scary part. And, it's interesting. I love astrology and it's so interesting how things tend to match up. But wait a minute. I'm going to go. Okay, so let me just go into the good stuff first, because my Scorpio energy, I tend to want to dive right into the.
I'm there. Stuff. I'm a Taurus, but I go along for every ride,
Okay, so this is really energy of like it's manifestation magic. If you do any kind of hocus pocus, any kind of praying.
I made an intention on Lionsgate to find my home.
I love that. Good. Yeah. So keep envisioning that vibration. Now think about Leo energy. Leo energy is all about energy of lounging and it's indulgence. And they just love
laughing.
Grandeur. Yes, they love what is big and what is luscious and what is beautiful. So maybe do something today like I'm going to go and I don't know, go indulge in Architectural Digest or something and look at stuff in there and okay, I can't afford anything, but I'm going to get inspired. I can do it on a minuscule level. I don't have to have a mansion.
Just me and my cats don't need a mansion. They might.
Right? We can have a mini mansion.
Yes, mini mansion sounds perfect. Not a McMansion, but a mini mansion.
Right? It's all subjective. But this is also an amazing energy of being able to really nurture yourself. If you're going through anything, if you've been going through any kind of stress, there's been high energy in the air. I know a lot of people have been feeling like a lot of anxiety, ADD, ADHD, so this is a great time actually over these next few days, because don't forget the new moon in Leo is on Wednesday, the 16th. So between now and then, we are entering into the dark side of the moon, where the light of the moon, because it's now a sliver, now we're going to get into the darkness. We're going to have as well tomorrow, the sun, Venus, and Lilith is going to be conjunct in Leo. And Lilith is raw, deep, emotion. It's
all raw.
Really,
it's messy and pretty at the same time.
Yeah. It's about fear. And, yes, there's some beautiful stuff. And again, if you can get on that good side, if you can, this energy, like think of Venus and the sun and Lilith merging into one, you can merge yourself into the one of what it is that you desire. If you really just if you keep yourself clear and just focus on your own inner world, this is a great time for introspection. Venus is in retrograde, as well as I think I wrote down all the planets that are going to be in retrograde. And by the time
it's pretty much like a everything's.
Yeah. So by the time we get to the 28th of August, there's going to be 6 planets retrograde: Pluto in Capricorn, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Venus in Leo, Mercury in Virgo, Uranus in Taurus. And it's going to create this really intense energy of like foreshadowing. And in addition, there's also a blue moon. There's that Pisces moon that's going to happen. There's things that are going to really slow down, but I really think that we could see some really tricky stuff. And
I'm going through it right now, personally, already.
and again, I'm going to dive right into the deep stuff. Here it is right here. People will be sneaky.
That's Leo, too.
People will be sneaky. Exactly. Don't forget the flip side, the lower vibration of Leo is an egomaniac, a narcissist, someone who is so selfish. They're not thinking of you. They're just thinking of themselves.
The sun revolves around them. They are the sun. Yeah.
They don't. Yes. They can't even understand or comprehend another person has feelings or emotions because they are so grand. Their ego is just so bloated and inflated. Yeah. So remember that when you're all going out in the world and you're dealing with people. Don't forget there's a lot of unstable people in the world. I've been dealing with a lot of tricky people.
Me too.
But don't forget that these people are coming. They're afraid. They're scared.
That's what I think. I think the big ego isn't like a mirage. It's like a bubble that can pop. It's a balloon. One pin,
one pin in it. And then what it is you get fear, you get all this scariness, and there comes the drama.
Yes.
But there's definitely what it is people are threatened by their security. They're feeling like you're going to hurt me. Really, those people are paranoid that they are going to get hurt. They're putting up this gigantic defense mechanism. In these next few weeks, this would be a great time, starting actually today, would be a great time to go on any kind of vacation, self-vacation, stay home vacation. You know, if you are able to turn within in these, especially as we're on the dark side of this moon, and really be able to protect your energy, you can accomplish a lot in these next few days, and stay out of that vibration of fear, stay out of the news too.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot going on.
I high five that.
Yeah. And people just get into the fear, and it just goes crazy. So just be prepared for shockwaves to be sent off through the world. There's something that goes off. There's something that think of, in the past, during this time period has been Princess Diana dies, Michael Jackson, Hurricane Katrina happens, 9/11. This is a very sensitive time period.
Yes. And it's interesting because in astrology, a lot of astrologers will teach, I've read and I've been told, one way to look at the months and the years is like Aries starts in the spring and Taurus, so the zodiac starts in the spring. And then through the zodiac from 1 to 12, we come to the winter where we die and reborn. So, this fall season, we've got Scorpio and we have in the fall, and we have a lot of Libra relationship issues, imbalance coming along, problems usually around that time, I found.
Exactly.
And the same thing with August to September. Like there's a lot of people putting pressure on themselves to be perfect after Leo season. They realize they can't. Yeah. And then they want to be. So it is a stressful time of year, and they talk about the fall of our life. So, this can be like for, let's say we all live to be 100. This would be our 60s or 70s, right? August.
Exactly.
Or 80s. Yep. I don't know. 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So into the Aquarius would be like really old and around, like getting there towards 100. And then Pisces were 100 and we die. So I think that might be why this is a hard time of life. I'm 48, but around 40, 45.
Wow. You look beautiful.
I have a disorder. I actually have a syndrome that causes my skin not to age.
Wow. Bless you, girl.
It's really painful. It's a really painful disorder, but this is a good part.
Wow,
but when I like about the time of life I'm in, when I hit 40 is when the health got bad and a lot of issues that I hadn't dealt with, I needed to deal with. 40, 42, 43, all through those ages. And that's kind of what I think of the fall as 40s, 50s, 60s, and but I think maybe that's you could correspond that to the astrology being as a hard time for everybody, other than the fact that, it's school time and all this stuff. People have to go back.
Yes, exactly.
In our culture, but,
getting back to that challenging, schedule, that restrictive schedule, schedule that restricts freedom.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely. Yes. And on everybody, even the children in school, they don't all love going. Some of them might.
I know. Right. And it's so funny. I was actually up north with all of my nieces and nephews, and I was like, "Oh, are you ready for school?" They were like, "Don't say that word." Like,
that's the S word.
There's still a few weeks. I go, okay, you're not ready to go back. But we're also, with this Venus energy has a lot to do with, self-worth.
Yes. I've been digging through that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be very painful. And it can really challenge, when you get stuck in that negative voice, it can really cripple you and block any kind of growth in you.
Yeah.
So you really have to be able to process this stuff in a very forgiving manner.
Yes.
And utilizing, I was just talking about this the other day, is utilizing, healing modalities, doing things like getting readings, going for massages, doing past life regression, Reiki, being able to, talk to a life coach. This is the great time to seek those people out, because you want to process your stuff. You don't want to get stuck in it. You want to utilize this energy of being able to, transform yourself into something better, which is all about, let's get into this North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, T-squaring Pluto and Capricorn. This is energy of transforming the way we look at our past, or transforming and out of habits that we've been doing for a very long period of time. And being able to, be mutable enough to break off from them and, take the initiative, step out of the box, do that uncomfortable steps to move forward and move in a more healthier direction. Also being able to, especially when you're in a couple, being able to speak up and express yourself and say, I don't want to do this anymore. Yes. I desire to do this.
Yes.
And feeling like am I going against the grain of my partner? But you're not. When you are able to identify and express a side of yourself that you desire without feeling like I'm going to conflict you, you challenge your partner to be greater.
Yes. And if they cave, they're probably not the right one. Or if they think about it, that's okay. Sometimes they have to think about it.
Yes. And you know what? I remember I forgot what, I think it was Stuart Wilde. There's one of this, he's like a Buddhist, he was like a Buddhist master. He was a Taoist master.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from him. He has all of these books, The Quickening, Whispering Winds of Change, The Money Bible. He has amazing books upon metaphysical transformations, quantum leaping. And he once said, oh my God, I lost my track.
You were talking about him, and he once said, and what we were talking about before that was relationships. And when we have to say, I want what I want.
Yourself. Yes. So when you ask a person something, ask a person with an open mind, knowing that at first they may say no. That people plan out. They really do project ahead over the next 72 days. I mean, next 72 hours, they tend to have like a fixed energy of like, okay, this is what the next 72 hours is going to look like. So when you pitch them an idea, they may say no at first because, you're throwing them off. Yeah. Give them a little bit, give them those 72 hours to think about it. And people will usually come back and change their mind.
Yes.
So at least I think it's important to persado a person. Think about it. Just think about this just for a few days. And then let's come back together and talk about it in the next 3 days or something. Also, never ask for something from a person in the morning or because you should wait to ask them right after they've eaten a big meal. Because usually when a person has eaten a big meal, they're relaxed, they're satisfied, they're more open to say, yeah, sure, why not? You don't want to ask something of someone when they have an empty stomach because they tend to be grouchy and like,
yes, that's a very good point.
So yes, avoid that 11 o'clock time period of asking someone of something. Wait until after they've gourmeted on a nice big lunch. Yes.
I like it. I like that. That's
okay.
Great advice.
All right. So getting back to this stuff. So yes. So this is like two spark plugs coming together. It's like energy of light. It's like powers of attraction. It's like two magnets coming together or magnet to metal. So utilize like people who work with crystals, people who like work with sound therapy. This is such a great time to utilize higher vibrational modalities to attract things to yourself.
That's really interesting that you say that because I just bought, you can't see them because I have background, but I just bought some singing bowls, the crystal singing. Yeah. I'm learning how to use them and stuff. And
you better use them today. Practice.
I have. I'm going to use them more.
And when you use them today, envision that I give thanks to the powers of the universe that I turn into the most amazing sound bowl player.
Okay.
Under grace.
The main goal I have here is to learn how to mic them and make them sound good in a recording. I'm an audio geek, and I have a friend who does sound bowls. Angelina, she's been on the podcast a few times.
Oh, really?
She does them beautifully, and she has the gong and the chimes and everything. So she's always asked me to help her mic them before some sessions she would do on the computer, but I can't really do it. She's in Louisiana, and I'm here in Alabama. So I just impulse bought them. I just needed them. I just felt like I needed sound bowls.
Wow.
And I got the other mic, and I'm going to probably do it tonight, at some point.
I love that.
And like, cause I've played with them for a few days now, and I've got a little bit of an idea as to what to record or what to look for when I'm recording it. So
you should do a little, 90-second clips, or even 15-second clips, 60-second clips, and, post them onto Facebook.
I might do that and see until when I get them right and sounding good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. You have to wear headphones for this, though, because they're in stereo. So I'll have to put that little.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Do you have any last information about any advice for you've given so much advice already. That's just amazing. So we've got this kind of coming up on us. What else can we do to keep our heads on?
Okay. What you could do to keep your heads on is be aware of how you are interacting with others. Yes. I would say this is a time to say less. Say less.
I've been saying too much, man. I've been saying too much. I have. That's why we haven't had any podcasts.
Unless you're looking to provoke people are going to be very offended easily.
Yeah, I am.
Going to be very. Yeah.
Not by you.
Yeah. I would
people in my life that are being weird because they're all under this energy too. Right now. So
I would say it's important to not take things personally.
Yes.
It's not personal. Remember that.
Dealing with them and look, we're all looking right now inside and trying to figure out what we are, who we are, what we want.
Yeah.
And we can't have it. What you're telling us is if we can figure that out, if we're not confused.
Yes.
We can manifest it. That's really
exactly. And also if you don't get caught up in other people's drama, that's another thing too, is wanting to, and that's another thing is not deceiving yourself. Ooh, and this is something that I wanted to talk about. I actually wrote this down, is don't forget that Venus is, in certain philosophies, and it's Luciferian energy. It can be deceptive energy. It's the trickster. It's beautiful on the outside. It's like a succubus.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and alluring on the outside. But when you get close to it, when you get sucked up in it, it's evil, and it's a destroyer, and you're like,
it goes along with the Buddhist idea of, is it the Buddhists who say any desire leads to suffering, all desire leads to suffering, and it's like kind of like that. Venus, you have desires to connect with other people or to have the business or have the success in business. So I would see Venus as like the cups in tarot, heart and business.
Yes,
contacts,
right.
Business, relationships in business.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like right now that's all changing too for a lot of people. Their careers are changing, their relationships are changing, and their relationships with themselves are changing is what I'm seeing for a lot of people through the last 3 months. Well, probably the last couple of months since the nodes changed. I've lost some friends. I've lost a boyfriend. I've lost a lot.
Oh, bless you.
But I've had some, good things come into my life too, that I've been working on, like the sound bowls. And other things, which I'll tell listeners and watchers about when I'm ready. But other than that, it has been. So what advice would you give to those of us who may be confused about what we really want? I know I want to find my home. That's something I wanted, but I don't know what my home is. I never found a place that felt like home, except Hawaii. I think everyone feels at home in Hawaii.
Right. Well, I would... since this is all about Venus retrograde, go back. So our lives are cyclical, which is what is wonderful about using astrology, and especially using astrology long term, is you start to mark dates by oh yeah, I remember when that happened. I remember. So let's go back in time, and let's go back to 1999. So that was the last time I think that Venus or the North Node was in Aries. And
wow, my life changed big time then.
All right,
so, and my whole direction changed.
All right. So now over these next few days, go back to that year, 1999. So write that down. Okay. Next year to go back to is going to be, wait a minute, 1999. The next one is, oh God.
Where did I write 2012? I could have sworn I read that. I'm not sure though.
Oh, it was 2007, 2008.
My life changed altogether. My first husband dumped me and I moved back to Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So apparently I have it Chiron or Chiron, or however you say. I have it in Aries. So it's
wow, that's interesting because Chiron is in Aries right now.
Yeah, so
you're having Chiron return. So you're having some kind of it's almost like a not a resurrection of.
It's kind of almost like it's kind of like a phoenix trying to get out of the flame. I can't get out of the flame yet, though.
It's almost it's almost like a Venus rising, because don't forget, this is starting a new cycle. So another time period to go back to is when this period. So the bookend of this period started in about 2014, 2015, which were huge in my life.
They were huge. That's when my health problems started. Yeah. The big ones.
So now this starts a new cycle that's going to last another 7-8 years. So we are on the new. So right now, this meetup of the Sun and Venus and Lilith in Leo is really giving us an opportunity to rise in the way in which we want to live our lives. Like, what do you truly desire? What have you desired since 1999? What do you really truly want?
Me personally, I want to be a musician.
Look at that.
I want to do audio. In 1999, I changed from music to audio, performing to audio.
Wow. Okay.
That's a big deal. Yeah, it's a big change for me because I was sure I was going to be a musician or a writer, and I did become a writer later. I always wrote, but that was the big change for me. I was an English major. I dropped out with 5 credits left at UAH.
Wow.
And then I went to audio school in Arizona.
Oh my God, amazing.
I was running sound at a bar and learning it. And I thought, I want to learn more. I really love this. So
have you thought about moving back to Arizona?
I hate that state with a passion. See, here's that aggression. No, I can't anyway. I'm staying here to help my parents. They're older.
Okay. Oh, so what you can do to align with this moon is to be able to extract wisdom and love, like a pure, love from this energy. This energy can be really healing. It can be really self-healing, and it can really help you to come into a greater acceptance of the self. And a lot of people will feel this like increase of their confidence and a rejection of, like, a lot of people are going to go through some kind of drama, and they're going to stand up for themselves in a way that's going to shock them, where they're going to be like, I am not accepting this. Absolutely no. Where in the past, maybe they did again and again and again. Maybe they're in some kind of a pattern where they meet somebody, they fall in love, and they trust someone, and they know that it's the wrong person to trust. And that person, of course, their true colors shine, and that those rose colored glasses come off, and you're like, I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. I knew it.
There was that little nagging for some people, like there's something. Yes.
Trust your intuition.
Yes.
We're all psychic. We are all psychic. Find your strength, have readings, get readings.
Honestly, let your advisors tell you if you don't know what your strengths are. They'll let you know.
That's one of the ways that I came into my own power is through getting readings from, I love getting readings.
I do too.
Love them.
Love them. I can't get enough. On that note, I really want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Speaking of readings and getting advice. Everclear. We love Everclear. Everclear is our sponsor. It is an advice app and website, everclear.com, where you can get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity and guidance you need to create the life you deserve. And we are both advisors on Everclear. I am Lisa P, LESAP. And what is your Nichell O?
I'm just Nichell on Everclear. N with an N as in niece, Nichell.
And do you have anywhere else they can find you? I'll put it all in the description.
They can find me if you're ever in, hold on one second. If you're ever in the Florida area, the Sarasota area, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete area, Siesta Key. Let me shout out Siesta Key. Let me shout out Lido. But if you're ever in this area, I do work through a metaphysical store called Elysian Fields. Okay. Which they have 2 locations. They have a location on Tamiami, and then as well as the new Lakewood Ranch community. I am also on Instagram and
I love your Instagram account. There. I love your
Instagram. Thank you. I try. I'm very awkward with
Me too.
I'm trying to push myself to do more readings, like posting readings. I've had a hard time doing that.
Yes, just this morning I saw that you were doing readings at midnight.
I'm trying.
I wish I'd been awake.
But I also want to do like little posts of readings. I also want to start posting stuff on YouTube. I'm very inactive. I'm more of a, one-on-one reader in person or on the phone, or I'm not this like reader who's been able to tap into that market of doing these imaginary readings for people, or not even imaginary.
This reading's for you if you came on it, and I don't know.
Yeah,
when I catch them, I'm like, whoa. Wait a minute. How can
oh my God, right? And then, oh my God, that's all I listen to. They're amazing.
Yeah, they work though.
Genius.
That's great. I'm very fascinated by the channeled messages, people. And I've had a couple of them on the podcast, and you are, thank you. But they were just the channeled messages. I am fascinated by that. They just drops in and they just,
right.
Amazing.
It's really fascinating. I want to pull a card for.
I would love you to pull a card.
Yeah.
Me too.
So let's pull a card for this day. And this card is, I just want to pull ones because this way, let's stay focused and clear.
All right. Sounds good, Nichell.
Oh, Cup of Fulfillment. 9 of Cups.
Wow. Whoa. You can't get much better than that. Wow. Tell the listeners.
You know what? Really, today, when you pour yourself a cup of water, notice as you're filling it up, like my cup is filled. My cup is filling and is runneth over. I have more than enough. I have an abundance.
I do have an abundance of mango juice right now. Like that. I'm going to take a drink of my very full mango glass.
Cheers, darling. Cheers.
Cheers. And with that, I would like to say thank you, Nichell.
Bless you
so much. I always love it. I hope you come back and again and again and again. Whenever you want, just let me know.
Okay, Lisa, you have a beautiful Kasimi Sunday.
I will. Thank you. And listeners,
okay, bless you.
Love you, listeners and watchers. We will catch you next podcast Monday, I guess. Tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.